Well, hello there, Internet. It is good to see you. Welcome to yet another Greyscalegorilla live stream. I hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. If it is Thursday, it might be Friday. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time here, we do these live shows to answer your questions, and usually they have different topics and themes. Today, I thought I'd fly solo and just simply answer your Greyscalegorilla questions. We always get a ton of great questions from you on YouTube, Twitch, and of course, Facebook. No matter where you're watching, I will see your question. So get your question ready, whether you're a new Grayscalegorilla Plus customer or always wanted to ask me something specific about Grayscalegorilla, what we offer, or about my haircut. It's all game today. We're ready to go. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying creative. Hope you're staying healthy. And welcome to another live show. Let's do this. As always, we have our chat here. We also have Rachel in the chat, ready to link it all up for you and help there. So thank you, Rachel and Jake. I think we finally got Jake all set up with with the permissions as well. So thank you guys. Give them thumbs up for helping today. As always, I want to know where everybody's from today. I'm going to throw up the chat here. Two things. One, where are you watching from? I always love all the states and countries where people are watching from. And number two, I have a personal question, not too personal. Have you upgraded to R25 yet? Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Cheers. We got Kelfire from Brooklyn. We got Andy's here, Paul's here. Free Radical Design Group from New York. What's up? Chicago says hello. Chris, what's up? Thank you for saying hi. Let me get rid of that logo here. Flying solo. I'm running graphics today, guys. Doing chat, doing it all. South Alabama, running 25. Awesome. Joe, thank you so much. Chris, cheers again. Jeffrey, running 25. Yes, running 25. Okay, so good. I'm glad to hear everybody's moving up here, getting used to the interface. I gotta say, I'm getting used to it. There's still some issues, but the more I use it, the better I am. Haven't used Cinema 4D since R12. Johnny, thanks for showing up, man. You may want to upgrade. Is it even compatible anymore? Who knows? Awesome. Wants to be a gorilla very soon. I love that. Gonzalo, I haven't thought about that. If you join Plus, are you a gorilla? I'd say yes. Let's go for it. Still running 24. We got 23. I love seeing this. From Moscow, Denny, cheers. Richard, Stellar, Mohammed. Love seeing all of you from all over the world join us here today. And if you have a friend, a colleague, someone who loves 3D as much as you do, let them know we're live. Do us a favor and tweet it out. And actually, what really helps right now is if you hit the thumbs up on YouTube. It lets YouTube know that we're live and lets other people know that subscribe, that there's people here hanging out. So thank you guys so much. Paris, France, 50% 24 and 59% R25. Joel, check your math. Check your math, but I think you're pretty close. Joseph, what's up? Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see you in Chicago as well. Walter, thanks for joining us. Well, folks, today is a very special episode. I'm going to say it. If we end up getting into Cinema 4D and we have some specific Cinema 4D questions, I might open up a little R25 later, try to answer those. But today I wanted to make it more specific to Greyscalegorilla in general. And I know a lot of you always have questions about what we do here, whether you're a new Plus customer wondering where things are. Maybe there's a piece of training you can't find. Or making sure that we have everything you purchased installed, ready to go, all the way to, if you're looking at becoming a customer or just always wanted to ask Greyscalegorilla a question about what we do here and really anything, really. It's Thursday. I'm ready to go. I got my LaCroix, got my water, got you guys ready to go. Joel meant to write 50-50, but he's blaming it on his phone. I'll give it to you, Joel. I think that's fine. What's up? India's here. Moscow's here. Love it. Holland. Amazing. Awesome. Richard, thank you so much. I appreciate that. As we get into questions, I thought I could click on questions. Oh, I'm trying to click on the screen. Hold on, guys. All right. I just want to click on this. And thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. We've been working really hard on Plus. A few announcements before we get into the questions. First of all, if you have a question, get it ready. And then when you ask a question, put a Q in front of it just so it's easier to find in this list of stuff here. Am I too bright? Let's tone that light down. That's okay. I need a little shadow. Chad, check my shadow level. That's okay. So if you have a question, make sure you put a Q in front of it. It helps. And then number 2 is I forgot number 2. I was too worried about the chat here. I'll get to it. We'll get to it, guys. Oh, some news before we get into the questions. So first of all, if you have ever been this is a question we get all the time. Hey, I've purchased plugins and materials, anything in the past, and I'm looking to join Plus. Do you guys have any special deals for us who have joined in the past? Well, yes, we do. If you go into your customer account, if you've ever purchased anything from Greyscalegorilla, you have a very special offer in your account to join Plus at a discounted rate. And I wanted to let you guys know that because that is going away sometime in the future here. We haven't quite set up a time, but it'll be before the end of the year. So if you've ever wanted to join Plus, make sure, and you've been a previous customer, definitely log into your account. You'll see a special offer just for you guys to join. Number 2, if you once you're in there, by the way, just click log in, and then click my account to see all the details. Number 2 is the team's working really hard on a very special release that'll be out before the end of the year. We have a huge new Plus release that has a bunch of new stuff. Really excited. I've got to see some more previews this week, and it's looking really amazing, including a brand new product, which is the first of its kind for us and maybe anywhere in 3D that I think will make a certain look that you want to make really, really easy. So really excited to share that with you guys before the end of the year. And then for anybody who has checked out Greyscalegorilla in the past and has not seen what we've released in the last year or two, definitely check out our What's New page. Maybe Rachel can find a link to that one. And it just shows you all the new stuff that we've been launching into Plus. It's been exclusive for Plus for over a year now. We just have amazing material collections, textures, HDRIs, of course, and a bunch of other new stuff, including scripts and plugin updates. Go check it out. It's our What Is New page. Or you know what? What's New page, because we're kind of casual like that. What's new? I think that's right. Okay, thank you guys. That's a little update here. Let me know your questions. Get them ready. Here we go. And what's really fun is, sometimes I don't have the answer, and the audience has an answer. So please chime in if you see somebody's question that you can answer specifically. All right, let's jump in here. Let me scroll up. Pro Tools, I appreciate that. Pro Tools, you've been around a while, man. It's good to see your name in here. And I appreciate you. Thank you. 75% of my skills I learned from that guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love 3D. It's fun. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. Any plans for killer subsurface mats? I think that's what that is. SSS mats? Subsurface? Maybe that's something else. You may have to specify. We do have our surface imperfection maps as well that are all built in. But let me know what that acronym is, and I might be able to answer you a little bit better. Let's see here. Question. Oh, we're getting deep right now. Joel, let's get serious, guys. There's tools, there's materials, then there's sleep. Maybe one of the most important things that we need as humans, maybe more than coffee. How does other 3D artists deal with sleep management? How to avoid having too much sleepless nights? Sleep, man, it's important, especially as you get older. Let me tell you, it's hard. I tend to be a night owl, and I tend to not want to go to bed and just stay up. I find especially when I was a little bit younger, the after midnight time was when I got a lot of my most creative work done. The world kind of was asleep or quiet, and I just there was no emails and Twitter wasn't flying around. I could just sit and get my work done. So I just think it's important to find how you do your best work and then schedule sleep around it. Unfortunately, the world is just set up for early risers. I mean, they're just kind of in charge, guys, unfortunately, and all of us creative types are just kind of stuck with their schedule. But I think it's important to look at how you do your best work and but not avoid the sleeping, even if you feel like kind of a bum waking up at 10 or 11 in the morning. But if that's when you get your best stuff done, I think it's important. So definitely find your best work time and then schedule your sleep around it. Some people need 6, some people need 8, some people need in between. Do not push it for too long. Your body will punish you, not just short term. Your body will punish you long term. There are huge studies tied to sleep, long term living, and healthy living. So please do not mess that one up. Oh, I see. I see the issue now. This is the problem, Kelfire. Your skin tone is too similar to your background. I got to rethink my whole background now. I think now I can't stop seeing it. I like blend in. Oh, you messed me up, Kelfire. I gotta go looking on YouTube now. See, that's why those people have all the cool lights and stuff behind them. I mean, I got the cool pink lights, but they're just not showing up. It's too bright. It's too bright in here. All right, thank you. You just changed my whole world. All right. Rachel, thank you for the links. All right, let's see here. Steve does not have any questions. He just wanted to say thanks for everything that we do for the 3D community. Steve, I appreciate that. We work hard over here to do exactly that, help the 3D community. So we've been doing it for over 12 years now. Can you believe it? 12 years. And we have no plans of stopping. So thank you for that. All right, let's see here. Hey, Chad's here. What's up, Chad? Good to see you, bud. Thanks for showing up. All right, Rachel linked the What's New in Plus for you guys to go check that out. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Paul, let's talk. Let's talk computers. Are you excited about the new MacBook Pros coming Monday? And might it help shift the tide back to Mac for Cinema 4D users, given Redshift is M1 native? I think so. I think it's something that's happening quietly. I think PCs definitely and Windows and NVIDIA graphics cards really took over for the last 5+ years. I think I was definitely a late late member to that. But I think there's a chance. I think it's a small chance that I don't think Macs will ever take over as far as speed compared to something like the hottest NVIDIA graphics card. But I think for those of us on the go who don't want to bring a gaming laptop around with us, I think it's super important that and super great that Mac's giving us some options, especially as they grow this M1 chip. I think the rumors really are maybe that we move beyond the M1 to on the next Apple event, which is what I'm hoping. I want to see how they scale up their graphics cards and how they scale up that chip in general, because you're right. Redshift compatible, Octane X is fully compatible with the Mac, and also free, by the way. If you haven't went and downloaded that, you can go use Octane X on your MacBook, any M1 chip, and it's just running. It's amazing. So I'm very excited about the future of the Macs. I use a Mac for most of what I do, and then I use a PC for 3D. I think that's going to be our future for a while, but I'm excited to see how things kind of grow up here. I can adjust my light now. She freaked. I'm not sure if that was a woman or a man that said that with that username, but I got to adjust my background. Hold on. Okay, it's a little darker. Oh, that was driving me crazy. Okay, that was it. That was exactly the problem. All right, here we go. New Macs, good. Richard, appreciate it. The question. Look, this is a real question. Now it's focusing on the background because I'm having all the issues today. You just got to look at the camera real sternly. See, works. Would you rather live the rest of your life in Grayscale or spend one day a week as an actual gorilla? I think I'd have to go to the gorilla thing. As long as it's like a zoo gorilla thing, I don't know what I would do in the wild. Like no coffee and gotta go find food and stuff. I don't know. I would Grayscale. I don't think Grayscale would be fun. That's for sure. Male Kelfire, thank you for clarifying. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. New Max, Subsurface. So Chad clarified that it was Subsurface. Chad actually had a little comment about the SSS materials. I thought that was what you were talking about, subsurface scattering materials. Said that it was a little bit difficult to pull off and also make compatible. I think that's important to let you guys know. Unlike a lot of other material collections that just have like the basically they give you JPEGs and wish you the best. Our materials are packaged up and ready to go. So once you download them, they're fully compatible, ready to go with Arnold, Redshift, and Octane, so that you can just drag and drop them onto your scene, and you don't have to put anything together. You don't have to snap any nodes together. You don't have to adjust any settings. These materials are like out of the box, ready to go, and set up to work exclusively with those three renderers. So it's important to us that the materials look the same across all platforms, and also that they're just ready to go. So we're always looking into new things and how we can bring things like Subsurface and all that to you guys. But think of something like glass. If you go to other places to find, a glass material, you're not going to find one, because you can't really ship a glass JPEG. That doesn't quite work out. So we actually package our materials up so that they're ready to go, drag and drop onto your scene. So just something to that we get a question about all the time, and important to make sure you guys know. New paper textures are amazing. I've been seeing so much more of that, and I love seeing that. We love putting out these collections and seeing what artists come up with. If you have not checked out the new paper collection, the team killed it with this one. Go check it out. We've been posting a lot of these on Instagram lately, and these are all drag and drop ready to go too. Beautiful stuff. Oh, here's Chad's thing. Thank you, Chad. Subsurface materials are difficult for us to do because all three renderers handle it so differently. And also, yeah, just like Chad's saying, Subsurface is different in every render, and it's hard to keep it equal across the board. So we're always looking into ways to solve that, but for now, it's a little tricky. All right. Boom. Paul asks, question. Hey, Nick. I like the question mark too. That works if you want to do that, or a Q. They're both visible. Hey, Nick, love the take system, but to be honest, I get confused when and why to toggle the auto take and lock overrides button. When would I use one and not the other? Neither or both. It's been a while actually since I used takes, but I remember having this exact issue. So something important with takes is that anything you make changes on are, I think, global by default, unless you say override the take. So if you want something to be different in every render, I think that's when you either click or right click, I forget, and then it says, do you want to change this? And then now what you have is parameter that changes for each take. And if you don't do that, I think the default is it either is grayed out in the takes, or anything you do in the top level is global. So you can continue to work with takes and say, hey, I want all of these to change the HDR. And you know what I mean? Like, you have globals at the top, and then each take says what thing specifically you want to change. And so that's how I think of takes. We actually have a video about it. I think Chad made it a little bit ago. That still is super useful. It's on YouTube. Go search takes Cinema 4D. I think it's in there. I think he also has a tokens video. So they kind of always go together, even though they're different from me, just because it's fun to say takes and tokens. Check out both. They're both super useful, and Chad dives in a little bit deeper into how he uses takes. Definitely check that out. All right. Ba-bam. Let's go here. Rachel says she's definitely a morning person. Get my best stuff done rocking over first cup of coffee. I wish I could be, Rachel. I wish I could just snap my fingers and be the morning person. That's tough. But yeah, figure out your way of doing it. All right. Let's see here. Okay, here's a good question. Farid, I think, says you have a tutorial on 300% faster rendering on YouTube. So, I'll just finish your question. Is that method better than using Redshift? So if you're not familiar with that video, that is a physical render trick, basically, that allows you, if you're using physical render, to put your materials in a different channel, and literally it just instantly speeds up your render 2, 3, sometimes 4x faster. That trick is not faster than Redshift. So any third-party renderer right now is pretty much, I could easily say, gonna be faster than any built-in renderer right now in Cinema 4D. Of course, Maxon owns Redshift, so it depends on what you mean by built-in. If you have a Maxon 1 account, you actually have Redshift, and you could just start using that. But I would recommend that you download a third-party renderer, especially if you have hardware that supports it, and try it out. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised on how much faster a third-party renderer is over a built-in renderer. So check that out. It's definitely not a replacement. You can do things to make physical render better and cleaner and faster, but it is nowhere near the speed upgrade that you get from using a third-party renderer like Redshift, Octane, Arnold. Really, all of them are much faster than the built-in ones. All right, here we go. Chris wants to redesign my background. I mean, look, I need help. It sounds great, but we'll figure it out. Put a guitar back there, like a shelf, maybe my YouTube button. That's what I need. Hold on. Boom. Bam. Done. Isn't it? I'm not a real YouTuber unless I put this behind me. Hold on. Next time, guys, I'll step it up. All right. Boom. I got to catch up here, guys. So many great questions. Didn't mean to derail the production. Hey, it's already, look, when you're dealing with me, there's just going to be some sidetracks. It's going to be okay. We'll figure this out. All right. Hello from Moscow. Boom. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, we got a question here from Jeffrey. How quickly might Light Kit Pro be updated so reflection intensity works with Redshift without having to expose the light and then use reflection contribution? Presets that alter reflection are not accurate. Jeffrey, that is great. Those details are always coming up with Light Kit Pro because it's so tightly tied to the renderers. So things like this, when new versions pop up, we're always trying to make sure we're on top of that stuff. So this specific one, I'm actually going to have our team write this down. If anyone's in the chat wants to write that down and double check and make sure it's fixed. So if that's been broken a while, I'm sorry. Also, if it's just freshly broken, which happens sometimes when, new renderers come out, we'll take a look at it and make sure that's, we could try to fix that one. So appreciate that, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the question. All right. Let's see here. What about this one? This one looks fun. How can I make a light shine through a 5-faceted prism so you could duplicate it 5 times in a circle in Octane? Like a prism, I'm thinking, I just can't get like Dark Side of the Moon on my head. Often, this might not be what your question is. That's a really specific question. I don't know if we can jump into without, getting into cinema and all that. One thing you might want to think about whenever you have glass and you're trying to get refraction and light bouncing around, especially in Octane, is the bounces. Actually, I don't know what Octane calls it, but you basically have samples per part of your rendering. And if you have your samples set low, it is very fast to render. But also what that means is your light doesn't bounce around as much as it does in real life. So you may want to start turning up some of your, not your overall samples, but the second, third, fourth, and fifth sliders in Octane will start to let you bounce light around more and more. So if you ever have any dark glass, don't forget that tip to go in and start to turn up your bounces in Octane. And I don't have Octane in front of me, but there's a better word for it. Somebody will say it in the chat here if you guys can help me out. All right, next question. Thank you guys so much, by the way. I love this stuff. I can happy to answer your questions. And again, if you just showed up and just help us out, click the thumbs up. It helps YouTube know that we're live. And if you're not subscribed, do that stuff. And what else do they say? Hit the bell. Bell lets you know when we're live in the future. Okay. Have you played with capsules and nodes? What do you think? I have. I think it's really interesting, especially the new capsules where it feels almost more like deformers. And I think it's getting closer and closer to being something that you could start to, really use in production. It's all built on the new system that Maxon Cinema 4D has been building for a long time, a new backend, and it's super fast. It's just not quite in the like super intuitive mode. So it's not quite up to like the regular Cinema 4D super easy to use standard, but I think they're getting there. So I've played around with it. I think it's awesome. I think they're building it into something great. But right now it's just kind of not quite there as far as the functionality for an artist to use day to day. That's at least my take on it. But I mean, give them another version and it might be, the next MoGraph or something like that. All right. Octane has been free and it's been awesome. Octane X, I should say. All right. Boom. Here we go. We got a question. Would love to see you use the new Greyscalegorilla ink readable surface imperfections and a down and dirty use case. Um, I'm with you. It's like time to go in and do like a how to make something in some, using our stuff in cinema kind of video. I've been looking forward to doing one maybe this month, maybe in the next, like, I got some ideas and a lot of them are tied to the surface imperfections. So ever since I really dug into our surface imperfection packs and realized how easy it is to really add to almost any material, I've been like going crazy with them. And so I think it's time we come out with a video and show a really specific example. If you're looking for existing examples on how to use our surface imperfection packs, we do have some videos up on YouTube that show you how to use it in all three of the major renderers that we support. All right, scrolling down. Let's see here. Bump, bump, bump. Andy, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going here. Let's check this one out here. Joseph says capsules, render tokens, takes. Oh my. How important are these workflows going to be in the future? Is node-based workflow going to take over the world? A lot of questions in here, Joseph. With any tool, it depends on how you use it, right? So there are artists like Draplin comes to mind, where I feel like he's probably not learned anything new in Illustrator in the last 5 years. Yet he's, an incredible illustrator, an incredible designer. And so he might not use the most, newest, coolest Illustrator or Photoshop techniques, but he's developed a way of working that suits his style and suits what he's trying to accomplish. And so I would just look at tools in that language at all times. There's new tools coming out all the time. There's new plugins, new software packages, new everything. So I would focus on, learning the things that are particular to your workflow and to your issues. So I would obviously focus on the basics, how to make beautiful renders, learning composition, learning color theory, and focusing on the things that you could do that you're in control of. And then whenever you have an issue like, man, I wish I could do 20 different versions of this without having to have 20 different scene files. Well, then that's where something like takes is built into. And then you can go dive into takes to solve a problem rather than just go learn it because it's new. In other words, especially if you're working professional, you have clients, asking you to do a billion changes. When you have downtime, focus on the things that speed you up. Focus on learning the tools that don't that are allow you to do better work in less time, right? So that would be my recommendation. Just learning the new tool because it's there is often, at least for me, it could be a little bit of a distraction. But waiting until it's like a super problem and then taking the weekend and learning something new to speed you up is the way that I would approach it. All right. Rachel, thank you for that. Rachel's answering questions too. Here's Chad's tokens video. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate it. I'm 10 minutes behind on these questions. Let's move on. EJ, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. Hope your live show went well. Your presentation was awesome. All right, let's see here. Capsules. Yes, I agree. Zach, appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. Walton, this is a good question. I don't have the answer spelled out exactly for this. What project do you find Redshift does best versus others? I've been in Octane world for a while, and I definitely had quite some time using Redshift. I'm sure this might be actually a better Chad question. So let's try to remember this one for next time Chad's on, because he knows those subtle differences, and he actually pulls out specific renderers for different reasons, for different looks and for different styles. And so you're definitely right. There are different looks that suit different renderers. I don't know that I would. I know the answer to that one, frankly, but I think that's a great question. Darren, do I know Python? I do not know Python. EJ. Oh, awesome. Cool. EJ's got some takes and tokens too. And oh, he cheated though because he just watched Chad's video. uh, EJ, that'd be exciting to check out, man. It's on the Maxon channel. Cool. Thanks, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Um, all right, let's see here. Keep going, keep going. Actually got Redshift. Rachel, thanks for answering some questions. Here's a good one. EJ, VDB assets coming to Greyscalegorilla anytime soon. Would love to have Greyscalegorilla be on my one-stop shop for those type of assets as well. We've looked into some of that. We've looked into some of that. We don't have any immediate plans, but I think that's interesting. I think that's an interesting part. You know, there's so many of these things that all 3D artists like need a library of, you know, and it's something we're really solving, and I think we've solved in a lot of ways with lighting and a lot of the latest material collections. But there's a lot of these things, you know. So subsurface scat. I said I did it again. Surface imperfections is a good example where you know we didn't have any of those, and now that we do, we have an incredibly detailed collection of it. And this is another example that I think I'm going to put on my list, EJ. I think that's really interesting. VDB's been you know something that a lot of people turn to, so I think I'll put that on the list. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's see here. Um, let's go here. Dun 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 dun. Moving in. One to I design. Cheers. All right. Joel, do you plan on teaching a course yourself in the near future? I miss your way of teaching. Yes, yes. Something I'm working on, and you know, this year I got to be honest. Like, we've we've been so busy behind the scenes making all this new stuff. So, like I said, check out that what's new page. Um, And while we haven't, you know, put out a bunch of tutorials like you may be used to from years ago, we've been busy building, you know, Plus into what it is today and just adding so much new stuff to it. However, there has been some training behind the scenes that if you haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out. Some of it has been from me. You know, I've been putting some Plus videos up every once in a while. But you know, I do have some plans. Nothing I can discuss right now, but you know, I love that stuff too. I'm actually excited to, for example, do some stuff in R25. You know, so R25 is personally I've played with it a bunch and used it, but so many tutorials, for example, are a little bit harder to follow along when it comes to watching it when it was made in R20, let's say, and then trying to follow along in R25. I think it could be a little bit tricky. So I think there's some opportunities there to do some of our you know kind of most watched tutorials, upgrade them a little bit, bring them to R25. So there's some ideas floating around there, and stay tuned. Stay tuned. I mean, yes, I love that stuff. But boom. Thank you, Rachel's linking up the surface imperfections training. All right, I'm catching up a little bit here. All right. The NFT question. Come on, camera. Focus in. I gotta look right here. Product placement. They're paying me absolutely nothing. Have you dabbled with NFTs? What do you think of their longevity in the art space? I think NFTs are fascinating. I've been playing with and buying NFTs since last year. Beeple got me into it, you know. October, I think, was his first drop. I had no clue what NFTs were. I just knew that Beeple was an artist that I've always appreciated and loved, and he seemed to be into this new thing. And so I went. I went and I played and I bought stuff and learned about it. Joined the discords. And then I actually made some. February, March, I put out the very first Greyscalegorilla tutorial as an NFT. That was very fun. And that sold. And to a really great artist, by the way, go check it out. I have one of those Showtime pages. If you are in the NFT world, go check out my Showtime page. You can see all of that stuff. And then I've also been playing around with the Hick and Dunk, and it's kind of a lower pricing That's not fair to say that anymore. It was kind of the like playground NFT place for a long time, at least when I was playing with it, but now it's much more robust. It's an amazing site. So we also have a potential project coming up soon that I think you guys would enjoy too. So anyway, in general, I think NFTs are fascinating. I've made them, I've bought them. I think that NFT as a concept is not, while it may be in a price bubble, I don't know. I think as a concept, it's here to stay. It's digital ownership. It's something that code has never really figured out a way to digitally own something without complex DRM and centralized, stuff like Apple does with DRM. I think there's a really nice way to just prove digital ownership, and I think in the future, real ownership. I mean, who blockchain in general is just is digital ownership solved on a trust level that is worldwide. I think it's amazing tech. I think it's fascinating. I think it's here to stay. And in particular, I love seeing artists get paid. Frankly, it's about time. Um, and I think it's just exciting. It's just an amazing little piece of technology, amazing little world. And I just love seeing all the great artists out there making these things, having success with these things. And it's something I'm very seriously looking into all the time. I'm listening to a ton of podcasts about blockchain, NFTs. I'm a holder. I'm an investor. I'm interested. Today maybe that's another show for another day because I can definitely talk more about this. But to give you a little taste, Matt, I love the space. I love it. I think it's here to stay, and I think blockchain is a major part of our future. All right. Let's see here. Joseph, cheers. Let's see here. Ink pack. You guys are talking about the ink pack. All right. Ralph, we don't have links on right now, but if you want to know how to make a look in cinema, make sure you check out our Slack channel. So if you're not a member of our Slack channel, go log into your account and you'll see a link there. You could join our Slack channel. We have different places to ask questions, and go bring that in there. That's a great place to do it because it's hard for me to answer all those questions, but we have an incredible group in there that is always helping out, answering each other's questions about Cinema 4D, hardware, software, tips, techniques, all that stuff. Check it out. EJ says, Greyscalegorilla NFT collectible shill in 3, 2, 1. That's right. We got 10,000 gorilla faces coming out. And here we go. Get ready. Get your wallet attached to the YouTube, and we'll start the auction right now. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's scroll down here, find some more questions. Let's see here. Blump, 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 blump. Please make some training materials in Arnold. Daria. I'm going to go with Daria. Please, from Moscow, make some training materials on Arnold. We actually have an incredible Arnold tutorial series in Plus. It's how I learned Arnold when I was looking to use it when I was still on my Mac before, but when Arnold was my only option, I was like, how do I learn this thing? Chad gave me some tips, and then I watched this training. It's in our Plus membership. Go check it out. And Rachel will get you a link. So if you're a member, you're in luck. We got some incredible Arnold training. And then if you just want to get started too, we have a great getting started in Arnold video up on YouTube. If you're brand new, go check that out first. All right. Doink, doink, doink. Let's see here. Thank you guys for answering each other's questions, helping out. All right, let's see here. Ba-boom. Hey, Jonas, thank you for this. Jonas says, hey, Nick, I just started working at an advertising agency. Gorilla U really put me on the plate. I did the recent hard surface modeling course and learned so much. Thank you so much for this. If you have not seen that course, check it out. So that's another recent addition to Plus. We have the hard surface modeling course. And if you are looking to finally learn hard surface modeling, it's been on your list and you're like, just, daunted by it the way that I am, especially with modeling, they walk through it step by step and you could finally learn how to model. So check that one out. Thank you, Jonas, for the shout out. I appreciate it. Love hearing feedback from our customers and how they're using all the stuff we have in there. All right. Zone. Bubzam. Well, I got to make all the sound effects myself as I move down here. Hey, got one of them Nick NFTs. That's right. Better hold on that one. Yeah, check out the Hick and Nug stuff too. That stuff's super fascinating, and there's some incredible artists there, doing great work. And it's I don't know. We don't have to get back into the NFTs. Thank you for the shout out. It's a fascinating space. I love it. We'll talk more about it some other time. Oh, real quick though, Rachel did link up the Showtime. So if you want to learn more about some of the NFTs that I own but also have launched and just Showtime does all that stuff. Go check it out. More Apple questions. I'll do this one fast. I know the world is moving on from the Apple stuff, but I think it's interesting. So bear with me just a second. What's your stance? The Monolith says, what's your stance on Apple future for professionals in 3D work? Will they emphasize more on tablet, phone workflow, the apps? I don't know. Now you're guessing, right? Like, it's hard to predict the future. I always look at what they're doing, what they're actually saying and putting out. It's hard to know where they're headed. It's hard to know where the whole 3D industry is headed. I think tablets and light computing is here to stay. I think if you think about what we could do on a giant, PC right now, all that power will be in a little mini chip in the next 5 to 10 years. So you'll be able to do what you do on a giant machine on a phone in the next 10 years. That's just how computers have worked since they come out. So then the question is, what can you do on a big old machine that you can't do on a phone in 10 years? So that's always how it is. It's always getting faster. It's always getting more. It does seem like Mac is paying more attention to speed and all that stuff. So I hope that stays. EJ, thanks, man. All right, here we go. Let's go. Banana coin. That's it. That's what I'm shilling today. Get your banana coin. Get your gorilla bucks. Come on. All right. Rachel with the Arnold link. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. More blockchain and NFT talk. We will. Michelle, we will. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But I think it's fascinating, especially in the 3D world. John, why don't you do anything with Corona? John, thank you for the question. We get this request all the time, and we're always looking at this. We're always looking at making sure that our software and our materials are compatible with what 3D artists are using. We're seeing an uptick in Corona for sure. And every time we see questions like this, we mark it down. And then we look actually at the market and see at the what users are using. And we want to make sure that our stuff is compatible as much as possible. We can't make it compatible everywhere across the board, but as things grow, we're always looking into this. So nothing to announce quite yet, but we are looking into, if there is a fourth renderer to support, which one it is. So I appreciate notes like this. Helps us all the time. All right. We got some Corona talk. Love it. Love it. All right. Boom, boom. And somebody might have asked for this one, the Intro to Cinema 4D course. Absolutely. If you haven't checked that out, check that one out. Ashthorpe is killing it with his Corona render. So who showed me that? Maybe Chad showed me that. Maybe Ashthorpe on Twitter. Anyway, Ashthorpe's cranking some Corona stuff. It's beautiful. It does look great. I think it's on a Mac. I think he's on the Mac Pro. Is that true? I think I said that right. I may be lying to you. I'm not sure. I may be literally lying to your face. All right, let's see here. Swamp. All right. This is a fun one. How do you choose? Daniel says, good afternoon. Don't know which to choose, programming or motion design. I mean, is motion design in demand? I live in Brazil. Love your work. This is tough. I think when it comes to, in general, I think you pick what you're most interested in. The only way you're going to be better than most in your field, which is what you want. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be in the top 2%. You just need to be better than half, frankly, to go out and get a job and start to be in the top 40 and 30 and 20% of people. And the only way I think, and I've seen this with most creative fields, to do that is to be really, really into it. and really passionate about it and really to care about it and really to sit on the forums and learn and, you know, watch 1,000 YouTube videos about it. And the only way that you're going to have the time and the energy to go do that is to really pick the one that you're most interested in and the most passionate about. Now, what's more in demand? I got to say, it might be programming, to be honest, right? Like, you know, could you go design a career around what's most in demand and what gets paid the most? I think you can. I think the question is that what you want to do every day? You know, and there's family concerns and time concerns, all these things that, you know, you have to decide for yourself. But for you to be in the top 50% of whatever you want to go do, I think you know, there does seem to need to be a level of passion and energy that drives you towards it. So sit and brainstorm on what that is. And if you're 50-50, pick one and go. And you'll know pretty quickly. Start diving in and you'll know pretty quickly, like, this is not for me. There are some motion designers that look at programming like, I can never do that. There are some that are right down the middle. They're programming, all of these real-time networks and nodes and in Houdini making custom stuff. And then they also have a motion design thing. So find out what that is for you. Maybe there's a way to actually do a little bit of both as well. So not a great answer to your question, but I'm bad at that. I'm bad at deciding for somebody else like what they should go do. I mean, I think it's really a question for you. More in demand, programming. Is that what you wanted to go do? That one's up to you. That one's up to you. That's tough. Tough. All right. Good. Thank you guys so much for these questions. All right. We're rolling in, let's see, about 50 minutes. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for, I see a bunch, we got more questions popping in. Please, if you have more questions, pop them in here. We'll do a few more. And yeah, if you just, let's see, let me go through my notes here. If you have not checked out the what's new page, please go check that out. Thank you, Rachel, for linking that up. And if you're a new Greyscalegorilla Plus member, we had a ton of people join in the last month or two. And our onboarding is pretty great. We spent a lot of time making sure hopefully every customer knows where everything is. Got a lot of stuff attached to a Plus membership. Sometimes there's specific questions for specific things. That's why we have shows like this. It's also why we have our customer support. Make sure you hit it up if you have any questions. Our customer support rocks, and they'll get back to you within 24 hours and make sure that you are set to go. All right, let's see here. A few more questions. Bring them in. Add the question mark. Add the Q in front of it. I appreciate it. Let's go see what we have here. Matt says, anything new and exciting come to the Greyscalegorilla website over the next 6 months? Yes. We are working on a new Plus release. Should be out before the end of the year. And this is a big one. It's got some really big stuff on it. If you have seen the last big release, we updated Signal, which was huge, hugely popular plugin. And it got a huge new upgrade. And, you know, a bunch of new looping features, a bunch of new stuff you could go check out. And this one will be maybe as big as that release. That also had a ton of other material collections and other stuff that was added to it. This one's like on that scale. It's really cool. We got some new, I said this earlier, but some new even categories of assets to share with you guys that we think you'll love. So stay tuned. That'll be before the end of the year, a new announcement. Check it out. Rachel's got the link for you as always. Matt, check out all this stuff. That's what we just launched. Maybe a month ago was the last big release. And again, we have a huge new one too we're working on right now. All right. Joseph with a business question. Let's go. I tell you what, there's like topics I'll just talk your ear off about. EJ knows. You get me with a beer and talk with EJ. We're talking a little biz, you know, we're talking these kind of things. How do you scale stuff? How do you build teams? How do you do your best work? And I think this stuff is fascinating. No matter if you're a freelancer and want to work better and faster, whether you work on a team and want to, you know, make more stuff, find your style and your vision, or it's, building a company or a small business. I think it's fun. I mean, I just love talking about this stuff. Joseph, thank you. How did I scale it? So I'll give you the quick story. I think there's some bigger talks I've done in the past where I talk about hiring and how I built the company from just me in a bedroom to where it is today. So I'll spare you the long story, but as I hydrate a little bit, I've always been interested in making stuff, and it started really early on in high school, just making my own mixtapes and starting bands and creating, recording music and selling tapes to like friends. And that's how old I am, guys. Selling tapes before CD recorders. Don't look up that time, you young people. And as I grew up and started, making stuff, obsessed with After Effects, obsessed with photography, obsessed with, I was making iPhone apps, I was doing stock video and photography. I'd always had these little side hustle things. And when I started playing with 3D in particular, I knew I wanted to do 3D. I just hated 3D. Every time I touched 3D, it was awful. It was like Maya, and it was $10,000, and the interface sucked, and it was technical, and you had to click 3 times to make a cube, and it was just very off-putting. And then easier 3D applications started showing up, in particular Cinema 4D, and it drew me to a lightning bolt moment in my head when I realized that 3D was going to go through the same transition that everything else did. Digital photography was really complicated, and they made them look like professional cameras at first, and you had to learn how to do an SLR and focus and all the stuff to make a beautiful photo. And now we got this, and we all have the ability to take way better, technically better, I should say, pictures and photos than we did with a digital camera 15 years ago. And so I think we're in that with 3D, and it is what made me start Greyscalegorilla as a proper business. I wanted to help 3D make 3D easier for myself, which I was trying to do. I was learning like crazy, and realizing that 3D up till that point was just designed for a completely different market. It was designed for engineers and more technical, minded people that could deal with a bad interface, frankly. And I just saw this beautiful space that 3D was going to be for designers, and 3D was going to be for After Effects people that were frustrated with how limited 3D and After Effects was. And so I set out to build that business and to try to make 3D easier for those of us who came at it from a creative angle. So that's been the goal since we started. We do that with videos, we do that with plugins, we did that with materials. And as it grew, to your point, Joseph, how I scaled it was with first of all, learning a lot of messing stuff up and learning and figuring out how to sell stuff online, and reading a lot of books and learning about, entrepreneurship and business, tons of that. But it wasn't until I started hiring people better than me that we really scaled into a company that we are today. So if you watched a tutorial, when we started, the best I could show you was what I got, guys. I was learning on the fly. I was a quick learner. I showed everything that I learned when it came to how to make beautiful stuff in 3D, but it was limited to me, right? It was limited to what I could do. And I could only go so fast. I could only learn so fast. I could only learn how to program plugins so fast. And it wasn't until I started working with people who were better at me at coding, better at me at design, better at me at writing. I'm not great at like writing emails, as an example. Were we able to grow past what I could just do on my own? And so that's really what it is. It's the team that we are now, the team that is Greyscalegorilla, is what allowed us to scale from, me in a bedroom to what we are now, which are helping, not just freelancers, not just other freelancers in their bedroom. I'm not just helping them anymore. Greyscalegorilla now is in Fortune 500 companies, and every TV station with a 3-letter acronym, and every sports team use our stuff to help them create better 3D. And I get emails all the time and Twitter and see all these comments from people who said, you made it easier. Grayscale Gorilla made it easier. And now I work at X company, you know, and we use your stuff all the time. Like, so that the only way that I was able to do that was through working with amazing artists and designers and hiring an incredible team, and setting a big vision and going after it. And so now, we're able to help more people, and it's because of the amazing team that we have. Rachel's here, Jake's here, Chad. I see, once I say all the names, I got to say them all. Like, it's tricky. There's a lot of people on the team. We have an incredible team right now. Check out our about page. It's not a big photo of me. It's an incredible team, and yeah, I mean, that's the easy answer to your question. I hired really great people and learned how to build a team. It was the number one thing. I wasn't naturally good at that, by the way. I could naturally learn design. I can naturally figure out 3D and learn software really quickly. I've been studying my whole life to do that. But when I really got serious on building a team that was world class and not just products, that's when we really took off, and we're frankly allowed to help more people. We're allowed to serve more people because we have a team that could do it. Rachel's got the About Us page. Thank you, guys. Make me tear up. Make me tear up. It's one of those topics, man. I tell you, 2 beers in, I'm either talking to you about, EJ, tell him, I'm either talking to you about business and scaling and promotions and building teams and how to do all that stuff. It's so fun. B, talking to you about NFTs. 3, talking to you about pinball. What else? What else is there? What else is there? People, pinball. I don't know. I was trying to do like a P thing. We'll figure it out. All right. Thank you, guys. These are great questions. Joel says, how do you get creative when you sit in front of your computer? Gosh, I think sitting behind a computer is the least creative place. I got my best ideas away from computers. And then I use computers to get them done. But I wouldn't rely on being behind a computer and being creative. I don't think that's the way to do it. Go on a walk, take a shower, go on a bike ride. Play a game. Honestly, if you're really looking for something, like go watch great work. You will be inspired. Go watch your favorite, movie, or go learn something from your favorite artist. That's what gets me inspired. But I wouldn't rely on being behind a computer to do it. That's a tough one. Mark, thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, let's see what else we got here. Bump, 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 bump. All right. Oh, awesome. Rachel linked up these videos, this Vimeo video and my Creative Mornings talk. Check out these links. They're from about 3 minutes ago in the chat if you want to scroll up. And I put them on the screen here as well. Thank you, Rachel. Those talk a little bit more about some of the things that I learned to, frankly, more than just build a company. It's not, if that's not what you're interested in, that's okay. I think there's so much similarity with growing a career and doing what you love and what I did. I mean, that's really what I did. I followed my path through things I was interested in and things I thought I could do well and things I thought I could get better at, and built this. And I think that's every creative person's story. Interested in something, not good enough until they learn how to be good enough. I mean, it's almost the damn human story here, guys. Love it. Love that stuff. You're making me cry. All right. Is college worth it these days? I design truth. And what beer? Yeah, that's it. There's the other one. What's the next beer we're getting? When I go on my monologues, EJ, you're like, all right, Nick, lay off. I'll buy the next round. Give this guy a water. Boom. Here we go. The real questions. Calfire. Have you been to the Pinball Museum in Asbury Park, New Jersey? No, I have not. I've been to the Pinball Museum. Gosh, I feel like I've been to 4 of them. There's one in San Francisco or across the bay in Alameda. There was one in Michigan that closed down. It's been a few other ones. Another museum. Yeah, I've been to a few, not New Jersey. I will get there. Mark, how do you deal with burnout? Um, that's a good one. I think it's different for everybody. I guess you're asking me, how do I deal with burnout? I take breaks. I mean, it's dumb to say that. It's real simple. I I figured out how I work, and I try to do my best to stick to those rules. Um, and I schedule in specific times where I try to take a break. Now, my brain will not shut off. I take a lot of road trips. I get in a car. I enjoy getting in a car and driving long distances, going on ski trips, going to visit friends. I think about work in that car. I think about relationships and what I want to do and what my future is in that car. So that does not stop me from thinking about things. But when it comes to doing hard work that you're stressed out about and your brain's melting, getting away from that situation, getting away from the glowing rectangle and doing something else, I think just helps. So we're back to walks and mountain bikes and all the other stuff that I try to do. I try to build it in every day. Um, and it's important. It's important to find what those things are for you. Could be video games, could be, I don't want to guess for you, but find those things where you can take a break, whether that's 10 minutes a day, meditation, whatever that is, and make sure you build it in, schedule time to do it because um, it is hard. It's hard to learn, it's hard to stop yourself when you're so passionate about something. You just want to sit and do it all day. I trust me, I'm like that. I do that all the time. But I actually work better and faster, I've found, when I take specific breaks and walk away from really, really hard problems. And that's hard. I mean, it's hard when you're a freelancer, you're trying to get a bunch done. Do you say yes to the next project? Is that going to mean they're not going to call you again? Like, I get all the stresses about that. Try to build in some real legit hours for yourself and stick to them and just treat yourself like a business. You have business hours and then you have off hours. And so if you try to stick to that, whether or not you're a freelancer, you own your own business, or even if you're an employee, like try to stick to those things that you set up as much as you can. You'll always need to go work late. You'll always need to go work a weekend. And it's good to do those things when you need to, but it shouldn't be the default. And frankly, I mean, it's something I should talk about more. These are the rules I try to set up and also build into the culture of our company, right? So when there's something that happens, I know we're going to work. I know we're going to figure it out, but I don't want that to be the default for me or my employees, for my team. And I hope for the most part that we do that and try to enforce that. It's a part of our culture I'm proud of. We're not 100% on it, but giving time off. We actually were able to give the team a week off this year. Something I've never really done. Like in the middle of the summer, we took a week off as a company and said, when you come back, there's not going to be 100 emails you have to catch up with because we're all taking a week. We all deserve it. We all been working our butts off. And I know not only is that great for the team, it's a nice thing to do. I know we're going to come back, all of us, and be refreshed and able to tackle another big problem that we're going to go solve together. And I think it's more important to try to stay ahead of that and on top of that than it is to just burn forever. You just can't burn forever. And I think a lot of us get bad habits when we're young because when you're young, you can do that a lot. You can burn and burn and burn and sleep, sleep 2 hours and get back at it. But it's bad habits. It's bad habits, especially as we grow older. All right. But boom. Oh, dude, these questions are great. All right. Joel, if you had to speak at a motion design conference, what subject would you like to talk about? I would talk either about a little bit about what we're talking about now, like how do you find your passion and your vision and for what you want to do, and how you can start to approach that in a way that's sustainable, that gives you money to live, that doesn't burn you out, that sets you creatively free and financially as much as you can free. I love those topics. I've talked about that in the past. Those links that Rachel put up, I talk about those things in there. It's one of them's called how to be creative and get paid, I think is one of them. Or how to cross the creative gap. Those kind of things are so important. The other thing I would talk about, if it was specifically about motion design, they're like, look, dude, talk about motion design. I would talk about the fundamentals of design and how to create beautiful renders and try to do as much as I could in the time that I had. So we're talking really, really basic things that I wish I learned growing into this world. Basic color theory, typography, rule of thirds, composition, contrast, where your eye goes, the language of film, the things that we talk a lot about, especially when me and Chad are in the same room on these live shows. We're talking about those issues. We're talking about the things that you need to know to make something beautiful in a rectangle or a square. And nobody told me those things. They taught me software, and they taught me a little bit about lighting. Luckily, I got a little bit of that from my photography background, but all these other things, it took me a long time to learn. It took Chad to come, beat them into my head, frankly. I wish that that was better taught in a lot of places. It's not always what people are searching on YouTube, but it's such an important part of what we do here that I think if I was, had to do a talk about it, I would try to do that. The top 10 things that I wish I knew about design before I started hitting render. Oh, I should go make that YouTube video. Rachel, write that one down. That's a good title. That's a good YouTube title, right? Like if I made that video. Woo, that was good. That was good, guy. I need a drink. I need a drink after that one. Ooh, baby. All right, Denny. Denny's asking the good stuff. GSG merch, caps, hoodies, t-shirts would be so great. We actually have a very secret link. Rachel, can you find the secret link? I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible. It's kind of super hidden. We have some merch on a store you can go get. We had it linked on YouTube for a while, but I don't know. Those always bugged me, so I took it down. But if Rachel's got the link, you're in luck. We got some awesome hoodies. Oh, I'm wearing one. Oh my God, this is great. This is from that store. You can go get this shirt. Okay. And if Rachel finds the link, hook it up. Hook it up. Drop it in. Teespring. Is that right? I don't know. It's in there. We got this. We got a comfy hoodie. We got all that stuff. Go check it out. Great question. Great question. Boom, 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 boom. Jonas, is there a way, course for UV unwrapping? I want to put a printed logo on a transparent glass material. Jonas, look up, if you're a Plus member, head on in and look up like stickers. I think it's a Redshift or Arnold tutorial, and that'll give you a sense on how to put like labels on things. I think we have a couple labels on tutorials, maybe the beer can one. There's a few of those that should show you at least the basics on how to stick a logo, a sticker on an object without it distorting in a proper way. So I'd check that one out. Jonas, thanks for the question. All right. Boom. Jew says, happy for the tutorials you guys have done. Learned a lot from this channel. Appreciate it. Coming to OFF Barcelona next year. I'd love to go. I went to OFF in 2009, 10, 11, somewhere around there. That was great. That was really great. Really loved Barcelona. All right, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Rachel got the link. I think she linked it before I said it. I'm gonna say it. I think you did, Rachel. Nice work. There's a similar concept in Redshift. That's the stickers tutorial I was talking about. Thank you. Freelance hustle is real. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Joseph, I see your question. This one's hard. I don't want to off the cuff answer this. Favorite motion designers. That's tough. That is real tough. There's so many fucking great ones. That's really hard. I'd like to put that together. You know those React videos that are so popular? Everyone's like watching music videos and reacting to it. I love those. Like I'll watch somebody react to, the Silk Sonic all day. I'll watch it over and over again. New people just react to the same awesome song. I think we get a crew together and we do a react to like classic MoGraph. Like throw up some like MK12 and just be like, holy crap. Can you believe it? It's just saying holy crap over and over again. There you go. There's another one for the list, Rachel. I'd click on that. I'd watch a bunch of ding dongs watch MK12 videos. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see here. Uh, Headspace, a lot of awesome, mental health stuff. I think mental health is a huge issue that we haven't talked enough about. I think it seems like it's becoming the new smoking right now and sitting, right? Like, okay, first they're like, don't smoke, come on. Then second, they're like, don't sit all day. I'm standing, got the standing desk, trying to stay healthy for you guys. And for me, a little bit for me, mostly for you. And I think the next one's, now that we're all like understanding we gotta not sit in a chair all day, I think mental health's the next thing for people to go like, you know, what is this doing to our brain to be on a phone all day or to sit all day or to look at Instagram all day? I mean, I think the studies are here. The Facebook leak is a part of that. So I think mental health is such a huge part of it. Get ahead of it. Try meditation. It's been helpful for me. I'm not great at it. I don't think anybody's great at it. It's just a tool. It's helpful. I have seen it be helpful to me. All right. Boom, bam. Boom, bam, boom, bam. Tools, training, and t-shirts. Holy crap. Rachel got the merch link. Hold on. I need a drink for that one. Let's all celebrate. Say thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, team. That is it. That's where you get this shirt. It's my favorite shirt. Try to wear it every live stream just for you guys. Love the look of it. Super soft. Now I'm selling t-shirts, guys. So comfy. Not one of those BS Hanes beefy tees. No. This stuff's the night. Like not even a tag. Oh shoot, I lied. There's a tag. I thought this is the one with no tag. This canvas, folks. What's the one I have with no tag? I lied to you. I feel so bad. Anyway, the tag is you can barely notice it. cut it off. Okay, moving on. Shifter Octane. This is a big debate right now. This is a big debate. If you're a part of the Maxon One thing, you just get Redshift. You should try it. I'm digging the Octane right now. It works the way that my brain works. I'm kind of sticking with it right now. The answer is go try them all. They all have free demos at this point. Go download it, try it, see how your computer reacts, see if you got the beef to run them. Just go try all of them and see and go watch the basics. We have a super easy intro to Octane. If you're a Plus member, we got some really easy stuff on YouTube. If you just want to like learn the first 10 things for almost any renderer, go search for intro. And just go check it out. Like take a weekend and do each one and you'll know really quickly. All right, let's see here. John. Oh my gosh. Okay. MK12's agenda suicide, what maybe change majors. I don't know. The first MK12 video I saw was Man of Action. That was in Las Vegas. And when I lived in Vegas, I did not know what motion design was. I did not know what After Effects was. I did not know what Maya was. I did not know what any of that was. And all I saw was this cool video. And at the end, it said made with After Effects and Maya, made by MK12. And I looked all three of those things up and instantly watched every MK12 video on a little quick time. Like, this was 2000. Yeah, 2000, 2001. And then instantly was just a big fan of After Effects for many, 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 many years. Still am. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a question. Is it still okay to use R21 or do I have to shift to the latest version like R23, 24? I'd use what you got if you're just starting. If you're just starting, you can follow along. Go to our Intro to Cinema 4D tutorial page. Sign up for free. Watch an awesome tutorial series all about catching you up. And you can follow along with R21 very easily. And then when you start to see stuff that you don't have, like anything that came out after R21 and you want to use it, I'd upgrade. But you don't need a brand new one to start. However, they also have, I think, a student license as well. So if you're just getting started, go check that out as well. Oh my God, EJ, I love your idea. we all sit and watch our first reel, and then we all react to it. I think we got to do that. Like, think about who should be on that thing. We get in this lot, we get in this thing right here. We do a little restream. We get 3, 4 of us. We all watch our first reel, and we all go, "What the hell?" I'm in. I'm in. We're gonna host it right here on the live show. It'll be a future live show. Let's put it in the books and let's see who else we want to come. Let them. We'll all embarrass ourselves. It'll be great. Nick, what's your favorite Greyscalegorilla product? Dan Zuko, how you been, buddy? Good to see you. Anything you use, anything Dan uses, big fan, Daniel. All right. I like, what is my favorite Greyscalegorilla product? It's so hard. It's like picking your favorite kid. There's ones that I like. I made personally, like with my own hands, that are not as relevant these days because it's like for physical render only. Something like HDRI Studio Rig, is such. I just used to use that in every render, and then frankly, its spiritual successor is HDRI Link. One of the biggest things I wanted from HDRI Studio Rig that I didn't have in Arnold and Octane and Redshift and all this stuff was the ability to click and see your changes of different lighting instantly in your scene. Like that was my favorite part of HDRI Studio Rig, and that's what we built into HDRI Link, was the ability to link it up to our HDRI library, click, and see different lighting. Because like lighting changes everything. Sometimes you just don't even know you're lighting until you click around. You get a mood, and then all of a sudden you're in a new mood, and you're like, oh, this changes everything. That might be my favorite. It's such a straightforward, helpful tool that I frankly use in every render. My default scene file has HDRI Link in it, ready to go, where I just click lighting and I'm in, ready to change lights. Signals up there. That's an awesome one. I think frankly, as far as usage day to day, it's our material collections, like having the library at my fingertips that I can drag and drop onto my scenes and have, materials that I could never build myself. Even if I had unlimited time, I couldn't build these materials. And even if I did have the time and knowledge, it would take me, years to build it all myself. I know because we have built it and it's taken years. But now everyone gets to use it without taking years. I think that might be my most used is all of our material collections. And then my favorite might be HDRI Link. That's fun. Daniel, that's fun. What's yours? Daniel, what's your favorite Greyscalegorilla product? Actually, good way to wrap up here, guys. Real self-serving here, way to wrap up. What is your favorite Greyscalegorilla product? Let me know. I want to see these comments. I always love seeing this. And then we'll do a little lightning round. We'll wrap up here. All right, here. We're a little bit behind. That's okay. We got a little rants. Was anyone else on Real Roulette back in the day? That's way back. What's next on Plus, Jay? We got some awesome new stuff coming very soon. If you haven't seen what's latest in Plus, I lost it. Rachel will get the link for you. If you haven't seen what we've launched in the last few months, tons of new stuff. We also have a huge new update before the end of the year. Stay tuned. Working really hard on that for you guys. All right. All the render engines are great, and Arnold is killing it for Mark. I appreciate that. Let's see here. If you want to check out the intro of Octane in Plus, getting started with Octane, there it is. That's the David Arieff training, correct? David Arieff, who's killing it in the NFTs right now. He's got an awesome new project that just did really well. So proud of him. He made some amazing Octane training directly from the Octane Jesus, guys. The Octane Jesus. Not just random one, the actual one. He made some getting started with Octane. So if you're new to Octane, go check that out. There's the link for you. Rachel's got it. Octane X is, I think, M1 only. I think that's true. It's definitely Mac only, but I think it might be M1 only. EJ, I just finally got to this and where I could click on it. So I'm just going to click on it, say we got to do that. I think that's so much fun. If you want to see my first, not my first reel, I have a page on my Behance called First Steps, and it's all my early After Effects work. I think this is 2002, 3, 4. Literally, like right after I learned about MK12, I didn't leave my room and just played with After Effects. And then I came out with these renders and I put them up on Behance. So if you could go find that, um, you can go see my absolute early first work. It is a little embarrassing, but I'm kind of like proud of it. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. All right, let's see here. What what render is better than the wrong question? It's like asking what would be my favorite food. Yeah, agreed. First thing to learn is lighting. Yes, Jonas, lighting is everything. Lighting and composition. Lighting and composition. Where's your camera gonna go and how you gonna light it? Where's your camera gonna go? How you gonna light it? Where's your camera gonna go? How you gonna light it? What material are you gonna add to it? I mean, what else can you say about every 3D render? Every 3D render. Where's your camera gonna go? How you gonna light it? What material you gonna put on it? What does all 3D renders have in common? It's not bad. Not a bad start. All right. Is our Greyscalegorilla Discord? Good question. We have a Slack channel right now. We are looking into the Discord thing. I see you. I see you, Discord. I see you disrupting the Slack channels out there. I've been on some Discords. We do have a Slack channel though. It's full of a ton of artists out there that are answering questions and helping each other out. Jonas, if you're not a member, or if you are a Plus member, definitely you're in there. In fact, if you have a Greyscalegorilla account and you've ever gotten anything from Greyscalegorilla, you can go join. Go join our Slack. It is awesome. HRI Studio and Materials. Dan answered it. He answered it. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it, man. That's his favorite Greyscalegorilla product. All right, it looks like we finally got to those. Banana Cam, dude, best iPhone app that does not exist anymore. Banana Cam. Shake It Photo, however, just got an update. Just saying. Send me your Shake It photos. Still working well. All right, let's see here. All mats, all materials, and HRI link are at my top. Denny, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Richard says, favorite for me is textures. I could also reverse and engineer them to build my own. Richard, I think that's an important part of this. You know, the ability to look and see how materials are made and slowly learn the craft of how to create them yourself. Because there's always a custom material you need that no material collection will have. You know, and we focus on the things that are the 95% of your scene that it just needs to look great. When you need a countertop and you need leather and you need fabric and you need a background, there's always going to be a custom thing your client goes, yeah, but I need it this exact PM color and I need it to have this little scratch on it. So you should know how to modify and make things your own. And that is a part of that. All right. Hit that button, push that button. What was that site? Click that button. EJ, clickthatbutton.com. Rachel, this is the most important link you could find. Thank you. This is when I know we got to call it, because once clickthatbutton.com comes up, everyone's going to leave. Because once you see clickthatbutton.com and you see how many clicks we've collected over the last 13 years, you're going to be amazed and you're going to want to contribute your clicks to clickthatbutton.com. Still up, still around. Shout out to Trevor Turk. Love you, bud. All right, let's finish up here. Let's finish up strong with a few more questions. We'll rock it and roll it. Look, LaCroix, almost empty. Rachel with the click that button links. Thank you so much. Let's go. We're going lightning round. Octane X. Nick's first steps. Rachel found it. Can't believe it. My first steps. Go to that Behance gallery. Watch my amazing / embarrassing first renders, including a commercial I made for a local home theater company that installed home theaters and TVs. And I worked there. I sold speakers and home theaters and the first plasma televisions, the first $20,000 plasma TVs I sold at this Hod's. It's where you go when you know, folks. Hod's Home Theater. Hardware, what you got? What's my hardware? You can actually go find a blog post of my PC and Chad's new PC over on our website. We talk all about it. We got them relatively recently, and it is fast, my friends. We did not get to dive into cinema today, but I owe you guys an Octane tutorial very soon. And if you want to see it in action, have I done any with this latest machine? I can't think. Go check that out. That's on our blog post. It's a Puget machine, and both Chad and I got the same machine, and we talk all about the specs. So go check that out. All right, where can I get on the Slack? Log into your account at grayscalegorilla.com. Click on login, and you'll see a link there in the dashboard to join the Slack community. Like It Pro's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Rachel, thanks for the click the button links. Holy crap, EJ. I got to put the commas in. Boom, boom. 669 million clicks and counting on clickthatbutton.com. Don't you want to be one of the next clicks on clickthatbutton.com and help us get to 1 billion? Thank you, EJ. 100 clicks done. Denny did it. See, everyone left and went to click that button. All right, here we go. Little chat slipstream question from the links from my early work. From the chat slipstream piece, did you use Vanishing Point to make the house look 3D? Not really. I just put layers behind it that made parallax happen when you moved. I don't think it really had a roof or anything. I don't think I was quite clever enough to build a box yet in 3D, but they had a lot of layers going back. Rachel got the link here as well. Joseph just added 1,000 clicks. All right, I think we did it, folks. We finally everything devolves into click that button. With enough time, it all turns into a giant red arcade button that you click on the internet that does nothing but add more clicks to the website. There's something very satisfying about clicking the button. I think there is, folks. I think there is. Is there anything more satisfying than clicking an arcade button? In person, you click it clicks back. On the website, we got as close as we could to it. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for a Greyscalegorilla AMA questions. I love answering your questions. I love diving into not only the technical stuff, but we really got to talk a little bit more about some of the emotional things here that we all go through about how we live in this world, how we decide what we do, and where we bring our passion and our effort, and how we can do what we love to do for a living. I think it's still very, I'm just always amazed by the community that looks at a computer and says, you know what? I'm going to do more than just play games and be on Facebook on this thing. I'm going to actually go create stuff. I'm actually going to go contribute to the creative world and work with clients, work with other people, make an NFT, learn a new piece of software. No matter, go work at go work at Apple and help them make beautiful commercials. Everybody's got these teams right now making beautiful stuff, and there's artists all around the world that look at this machine we're all staring at right now and say, let's go do it. Let's go build something. Let's go have fun. So I love talking to you guys. I love answering questions around those concepts and ideas. And thank you guys so much for coming. If you're watching this after the fact and you've made it this far, thank you. Second of all, put your question down in the comments, and I'll check back and try to make sure I try to answer or at least link up anything that's relevant to your question. So we see you out there watching after the fact, after it's recorded. We appreciate you guys as well. Stay tuned for another live show in the next week or two. If you want to get reminders, click the bell icon here on YouTube. Thank you also Twitch and Facebook users for watching. Always love seeing you guys come in here. And as always, thank you from all of us here at Greyscalegorilla for joining us for another live show. And I will see you, my friends, in another video really soon. Bye, everybody. Cheers and cheers. Happy Thursday, y'all. Bye, y'all.